I would suggest to continue with the next presentation. This is from India, Professor Brama Singh. He is founder and owner of Horticulture Foundation. And Professor Singh will speak about the past and the future of Cibaxan research in India. As everybody know, our Indian colleagues are one of the important researcher, especially to processing and health claims for Cibaxan. So Professor Singh, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Uh, Good day to everybody. And I'm thankful to the organizers to accommodate me to speak on Seabugthorn. And please excuse me if you don't get anything out of my presentation because I'm not an active scientist. But I encountered, had an encounter with Seabugthorn because some farmers came to me that this Seabugthorn was spreading in their field and spoiling their other commercial crop. And that's how I got interested into it. And within 30 years, now those people have stopped growing their crops. They are concentrating on Seabugthorn. They are getting much more than what they used to get from their crops. So that is the story. Sri Bhakthod, Indian research in 30 years, what all has been done. I will just let you know what all is there. Please bear with me that we traveled a long distance from nothing to most of the thing, a lot of money. We started somewhere in 1992 when a group of farmers came to me when I was serving there in a cold desert of India at a height of 11,000 plus feet. That is a cold desert, and there the living conditions are very harsh, very difficult. But our friend C. Bhakthorn is flourishing there happily, which you will see in my uh, presentation. So that's how my interest started in that. And since then, you know that India has gone far in that C. Bhakthorn. You also acknowledge, and some of the speakers also acknowledge. So the wheat to wealth story, I'm going to just tell you, and will give you good account of work, compiled one for your use. I'm sure that will be of use to you. So starting year 1992, and now we are in 2022, where out of nothing, rupees 50 crore worth of Sibakthorn out of nature. When I say nature, natural growth is there. Somebody, I think during the presentation, raised the point about the irrigation part of the Sibakthorn. That irrigation, yes, no irrigation is required for Sibakthorn. I am fully convinced for establishing the orchard. Initially, you need irrigation. Later on, if irrigation is not there, even then it yields because its root goes very, very deep. And in India, the situation is different because most of the sea buckthorn is on the bank of a river or water bodies or something like that. But its water requirement are minimal. In some places, rather in India, we don't irrigate the natural growth, and there is no rain also there, and there is no snow also there. So that is the condition. Anyway, so we started in uh, 92 and 2022. We have harvested only 4% of the natural gift. Whatever nature has given, we could harvest only the 4% of that, and only 0.1% leaves. Only that much. what all is being done in the country. And Indian sea buckthorn industry is only 3 decades old. The first publication we had in 1994. Prior to that, nobody knew except the few people like Dr. Virendra Singh about the sea buckthorn. But after that, we took it, and this is the place where I started working. That is one of the establishment of DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, my working place. And from there it started. And this is the picture of there, the natural growth there. And we got the satellite imagery done of that Ladakh, we call that area Ladakh cold desert, which is a union territory now. And the natural, there are a number of rivers flowing there because there are a lot many glaciers, Sichuan glacier also there. So we have got potential of around 10,000 metric ton berry we can get out of that natural growth of more than 13. Uh, I think this is the 9,267 hectare exactly on through the satellite imagery we got it done. Out of that, you can have that much potential. And there in India, we have got 3 species. I want to spend some time on that. And the world over, we are working on Hippophae ramnites. But the Salicifolia, only few countries are working, but we found Salicifolia in India is prevalent and certain studies have been done and it is no way inferior to ramnide. Rather, in some cases or in some constituents, it is better. Then another unexploited species in India, which is awaiting exploitation, is Hippophae tibetana. That Hippophae tibetana, why it is waiting exploitation. Perhaps it has to wait some more time because it is in a difficult area. Approach is not there. The area is what we call that inaccessible, difficult to reach there. That's right. And these are the figures of different states of India. Uh, where we have got the Shibakton. Hope my presentation is visible and voice also audible. Hello,
You have
am
you,
I audible, sir?
you have still 13 minutes.
Okay, okay. So that is the distribution. It has been shown, and the Seabuckthorn status. I told you the 3 species: Rhamnide, Salicifolia, tibetana, and a lot of intra-specific diversity. Lot of variation is there, is awaiting exploitation. There you get a lot of variability, and you see some of the pictures have been put here, and these pictures are only of Ramanide. You go Salicifolia and Tibetana, they will be different. Dr. Virendra Singh has developed a selection out of this Salicifolia. Uh, Drill book he has, namely this is a good and potential one and rich in vitamin C. And the major research areas in India have been covered. These are agrotechnology, cultivation technology, almost all aspects of the sea buckthorn has been touched upon. The genetic diversity, breeding and conservation, things are shaping up, coming up, and biochemical, phytochemical, and anthropharmacology, biomedical, and processing part, we have advanced and come up with a number of products. And we have compiled the research so far in the 20th and 21st century. Here, if you can see, the compilation is there, and those who are interested can get it directly right to me, or it is available on Google also, and it has covered all aspects of that. And there, the in addition to this publication, we have published, India has published 14 books of Seabuckthorn, produced 10 PhDs on that, and research articles which are covered in this compilation are 321, all different aspects of that, what all you are discussing, CO2 extraction and value addition and other things. Then, see, Buckthorn publication, they are listed there. This is one of the page I have given the photograph here. Uh, and now coming to the products, the processing, India is much advanced, and they are taking the produce from the nature only, but they are extracting the pulp and the pomage as well as the other things, the leaves. We are exploiting it and making lot many product out of that. I will show you the glimpse of the products the India is producing. This is from some organization, different products have been developed. Then the other thing, number of health products are there in the market, and they have been all researched upon and developed, tested. All those things have been done, whatever paraphernalia is required for that. And the salicifolia is also the product has come up in the market, and this is in a humid area that salicifolia is not in a dry climate. This is in a humid climate, and all the different type of food products are there. Not only the food or health product, but animal feed. Even the poultry feed is made out of that in a different way, and you see for different ailments. The studies are on to test seabuckthorn biochemicals or phytochemicals for different purposes. Whether for the uh, cholesterol reduction and other things, diabetes and whatnot. Number of things are just going on. Even for radio protection, we found that it has got the radio protective activity, and the cream for that radio protection is there in the market. Already some firm is producing it, and a lot many beverages, etc. You will see all the products here. So many products, so many firms have, what should I say, mushroomed. And not only the big businessmen or companies, on home scale also it is going on. Himachal Pradesh is taking lead in that, where Dr. Virendra Singh and his team has helped. On domestic scale also, it is being used and sold in the market. One can find the product. And this is, I think, internationally accepted uh, Seabuckthorn product, Lay Berry. It's a pure one, and it is mixed with other fruits also, which you people were discussing during the transition. Then the another important thing which you people were discussing, the sea buckthorn leaves as good as fruits, and out of that leaves, besides all those products, the medical, etc., whatever have been discussed, the tea, sea buckthorn tea is getting popular in India. And if you visit the famous town Leh, which is in Ladakh, which is, I think, a center of activities in Ladakh, you will find or you will get sea buckthorn tea only in certain places. Rest you have to ask other than the sea buckthorn tea. It has gone to that extent. And these are the different variants of sea buckthorn prepared in a different way, domestic scale and commercial scale, so on those sort of things. Even the dry fruits of sea buckthorn are available and they are sold. Pomace is also sold. Seeds separately are also sold. And number of farms have come up. The products like that, I can show you, it is there with me here. The beautiful packaging and all that, thoroughly tested everything. All the procedures have been followed. The another one, Seabuckthorn product, it is there. So India is rich in Seabuckthorn products because the fruits, nature is kind enough, given a lot of produce which is being used. And whether you talk of even the toothpaste, even the soap, or all sort of a field, it has entered, even the nanoparticle, silver nanoparticles. Here I have listed see, its uses, hardly any aspect is left here. Uh, Everywhere it is being used, whether you use it even in fans, even the fuel is excellent fuel, and its branches are also having the useful chemicals and used for fencing, as I have showed you. And it has gone to the extent that the what you were discussing, supercritical CO2 oil extraction plant has been established in Leh, and the oil is available. Yes, it is expensive, but the product also fetches good price in the market. Then I want to show you certain activities which people appreciated. This is a scenario Dr. Virendra Singh arranged or managed, organized a webinar, and Government of India is having Center of Excellence at Leh. Government of India has sanctioned Center of Excellence in Leh, which will be taking care of all aspects for the promotion of sea buckthorn, not only taking care of the natural growth, but the further proliferation of the sea buckthorn orchards, the research zone, and all the bigwigs, including the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Modi ji, appreciated C. Buckthorn in one of the convocation address. He spoke for 3 minutes and uh, listed the qualities of C. Buckthorn. And here down below, Honorable Defense Minister is there, is the propagator of yoga and uh, uh, the, the Ayurvedic medicine. Baba Ramdev, some of you may be knowing, is there, and the another defense minister. All people, the locals as well as the topmost people in the country are taking interest in this Shibakthon. This is the governor of one of the state, Gujarat, who is promoting the natural farming, and he is appreciating our efforts. Dr. Virendra Singh is also there. He organized that there in Shimla. So what I want to convey here, the carry home points, what I have talked about India's potential in sea buckthorn. India is rich in natural sea buckthorn, acreage wise, and that is generally in high altitude areas. Now it is getting attention, earlier it was neglected. Now Indian natural sea buckthorn has immense potential and it will be exploited till the orchards with desired uh, all sort of a genotype, the varieties and the agro technologies. After using all these, when the commercial orchard are established, then Seabuckthorn produce products, pulp as such, leaves. These are natural or organic produce by default because we were not able to take the development there. So everything is there natural and it is plenty. There the certification, we are in the process of how to certify the produce and the product that is going on. Government of India is on it. And the major issue which, where we need your help, kindly help us the problem of fruit harvesting, which is a major problem, particularly in the natural growth. With this, I thank you for your time. Hope I have conveyed the 30 years of Seabuckthorn and all is compiled into it. Those who are interested can email, send the request. I will just forward the e-copy. Otherwise, you can Google it. It is available. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Singh, also being time. We have some questions, I hope. Could you please close your screen? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thomas, do we have? Yeah, here I see. Thomas, please.
Professor Singh, thank you very much for presentation. And I have one question. Um, India is a great country. From the north to the south, large distance. And as I understand, sea buckthorn is growing mostly in the north of India. Do you see differences in the consumers in north and south of India in acceptance for sea buckthorn products?
My answer is categorically there is no, because the raw material is being collected from north, being processed in south, and is being made available throughout the country.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Thomas, do you have something from the chat?
No, I think no question.
Then please allow me. I have questions.
Yes, and Virendra raised his hand.
Virendra,
Yes.
please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extraction of oil from pulp has become very quite easy, but extraction of oil from seed has been very problematic. And in cold press method, very small quantity of oil is extracted. Can you give me some information of oil extraction? Which method is better on large scale for extraction from seed?
Extraction from seed, I am force you to do extraction.
No, this question is to Mr. Excel.
To me, okay. So I would say I have pressed in Nepal Salicifolia and Tibetana seeds, and it was better if you crush the seeds before cold pressing, because it's also if you put it is very, very important that you control the moisture of the seeds, because if the moisture is too low, the pressing temperature rises extremely, you get a higher yield, but the quality is decreasing. So from Tibetana, I pressed 6 to 7%. From Salicifolia, I was not able to press more than 2%. I don't understand it. I did several tests. I don't understand why we could press from Salicifolia only 2%. And so CO2 extraction would be in this case maybe the better way that you get a higher yield of seed oil.
That we are using in India, the CO2 method.
Yeah.
Whether you can say that CO2 method is green method or not, since we don't use chemicals.
Yes, from my point of view, it is a green method because there's no solvent residues in the oil. After you expand the pressure of CO2 extraction, it's a green technology for me. Yeah.
And enzyme method and CO2 method, which one is more economic on large scale oil extraction from pulp?
For pulp, okay. If you want to extract pulp oil with CO2, then you have to dry before. So for me,
yes, we know the method, but I want to know which is more economical.
No, it's a question what Yevgeny mentioned. It's a question what is the topic of your processing? If you want to have only the oil or mainly the juice. If you want to have mainly the juice, separation method is a better way. If you want to have the oil, then you have to dry and extract. But then you have no juice for selling.
Do you still use olive oil process unit for enzyme method?
What kind of unit?
I visited a processing unit which was using processing machine used for olive oil extraction. Still that machine is being used for Seebuckthorn oil extraction by enzyme method, or now you have different machine for that purpose?
No, there for any question you find a technical solution. So was Dalia mentioned, if you press the juice, then you can use separators. If you make a pulping, then you will get some
Okay.
problems with separators. Then you need tricanters. So it's depend on the processing of the berries. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Sorry for this internal discussion, but Professor Singh, allow me one or two questions to you. You mentioned you have a selection from Salicifolia called Drill Boo. Is that right?
Pardon? Salicifolia has got?
You have selected a variety or a selection of Salicifolia, and you gave this selection the name Drill Boo. Is that right?
This is Dr. Virendra Singh. He is there. He will answer.
Yes,
I thought you are putting to me.
I made the selection. I made this selection from natural population,
Yeah.
and it is quite rich in vitamin C, and oil content is very low,
Okay, but do you
less than
is it
2.5%. So good source for vitamin C, 930 milligram
okay?
per 100 gram,
And
and it is nearly thornless. Fruit is quite large, say 30 35 gram per 100 fruit, and nearly thornless, and it is a tree form.
okay. And is it available for farmers as young plants or?
Yes, it is being planted by the farmers in Himachal Pradesh, and except Ladakh, it can be cultivated throughout Himalayas in higher altitude areas.
Okay.
So it's better for west. It is good for community land.
Okay.
For farmers land, we are now supplying Russian varieties for cultivation purpose in Himachal Pradesh, and of course, it has also been introduced. Russian varieties have been introduced in Uttarakhand and other Himalayan states.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you. I have this Leberry juice in my fridge since 2003, and I would like to know what is the strategy of India? Would you like to force a wild collection if you have 600 tons from 30,000 hectare, or would you more focus on plantations in the future?
Dr. Virendra Singh, would you like to react or I should react?
Yes, I'm involved in cultivation, so I can give more information. Right now, some 1,200 hectare have been placed under Seebuckthorn cultivation in Himachal Pradesh and some other states also, but mainly for environmental conservation. Since the land is a little bit desert type, and mountains are quite vertical type, so it has been a difficult experience for us. So we are trying to introduce Russian Seebuckthorn under farmers field, and we have fixed a target of some 500 hectare to 1,000 hectare, and local Seebuckthorn, it may be between 5,000 to 10,000 hectare in next 10 years.
Okay.
The problem has been that government of India launched a ambitious program, but Corona outbreak has disrupted the value
Corona
chain,
prevented.
availability of fund, and so we are trying to again improve the condition. So right now it is quite slowly going on.
Okay.